the not totally biblically accurate story of how Christmas was made.
A long, long time ago. Wait, too far. Fast forward. That's better. There, I see it. Zoom in. Yes, Nazareth, there it is. I always forget it's in Galilee. Keep going. There. See that little speck? That's the place.
Something weird is happening.
Dun, dun, dun. Mary, wake up. You're gonna have a baby. He's gonna save the world.
It took some convincing, but Mary finally gave the thumbs up to God.
A few doors down, Joseph was asleep, and something weird was happening.
Dun, dun, dun.
An angel appeared to Joseph in a dream.
You have to marry Mary. Her son will save the world. Call him Jesus, which means he who saves.
Mary was afraid.
Joseph was angry.
Everyone was upset because Mary and Joseph weren't married yet.
Joseph eventually decided to follow the angel's instructions and take Mary as his wife.
After all the commotion, Mary thought a little me time was in order. She went to see her cousin Elizabeth,
where they shared some tea and spilled some tea.
Elizabeth is surprised to hear that Mary is going to have a baby because she is pregnant too. Both boys will be special. They will change everything.
In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was the governor of Syria. And everyone went to their own town to register.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David. Because he belonged to the house and line of David, he went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child.
Mary and Joseph took their donkey and went to Bethlehem, where Joseph's great grandparents were from.
They walked a long way.
When they arrived, Joseph stops at the inn, but there was no room.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, there were shepherds watching their sheep. They were very bored and sleepy. Suddenly, angels appeared in the sky.
Go to Bethlehem and see the baby. He's gonna save the world.
And the angels rejoiced.
They finally find the baby just as the angels had said, and they worshipped him.
Wise people came from the east.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks
wise people stopped for directions at Herod's house.
Ooh, fancy.
Herod finds out about an ancient prophecy.
A child would be born in Bethlehem and become king of the Jews. King Herod was furious.
While the wise people traveled, the child grew strong and was greatly loved by his parents. They even got their own home in Bethlehem so they could be warm and dry.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
The star stopped over the house where Jesus was living.
They worshipped him and brought him gifts.
Gold for a king.
Frankincense for a priest.
Myrrh for anointing the dead.
Even then the story was foretold. Jesus was crucified, died, and was buried. And on the third day he rose again to a new life.
And Mary pondered all these things in her heart.
Certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields as they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
Dun, dun, dun.